Broadcasting live here on Thursday, January 5th in the year 2023 for the 11th, the historic 11th vote, the 11th vote for the House of Representatives. There's commotion in the room right now. Let's go ahead. Can we add that to the stream? Yes, we do have the stream going. Commotion everywhere. We do have Matt Gaetz, who just got up on the floor and nominated once again Donald Trump. Over the last two votes, Kevin Hearn had been Matt Gaetz' choice. However, now Matt Gaetz has now nominated Donald Trump. You will be seeing Donald Trump's name on the side here in just a few moments when you start seeing the tallies. I expect President Trump to probably at least get 2 or 3. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. This is a historic vote, ladies and gentlemen, a historic vote. Once again, this is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. The 11th vote. The 11th vote.
Allen.
And there it is. There it is. Hold on. Can we pull that up? We can pull that up here. Hold on. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have McCarthy, we have Jeffries, we have Hearn, and we have Trump. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump's name is on the ticker board now.
McCarthy.
Donald J. Trump's name is now on the ticker as we're going into an 11th historic vote. Like I said, has not happened since 1859. 1859, the last time this has happened. Of course, we had McCarthy with 6, Jeffries with 4. No one else has been on the board just yet, but Matt Gaetz, representative of Florida, came out and put Donald Trump's name in the hat.
McCarthy. Balderson. McCarthy.
So this is very incredible, historic, ladies and gentlemen.
Banks. McCarthy.
Well, you know, that's a great question. Hold on. So
McCarthy.
This is odd for sure. Can you do a write-in? Actually, you know, the Speaker of the House does not necessarily have to be someone who is serving currently in the House. That is part of the rules, is that a citizen could become the Speaker of the House, which is why you have Trump now there on the ticker board. Prior to that, Matt Gaetz just stood up and just mentioned that it would just be Trump for his nominee. But now, because he got up prior to the vote, Trump's name is now on the board.
Jeffries. Vice. McCarthy.
It's going to be interesting to see how many people do move into the Trump camp now. This could be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on the eve of what? Of course, that's right. January 6th, ladies and gentlemen. On the eve of January 6th, Donald J. Trump's name is there
Jeffries.
On the ticker board. Hearn now with 1.
North Carolina. Donalds. Blumenauer. Jeffries. Flat Rochester. Jeffries. Boebert. Hearn. Bonamici. Jeffries. Bost. McCarthy. Bowman. Jeffries. Boyle of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. Burkeen. Hearn. Brown. Jeffries.
We need a national holiday for January 6th. We do need a national holiday. Celebrate the day that 2 years ago, Donald J. Trump was known as a pariah and inciting a riot on Capitol Hill. And here he is 2 years later now as a person of interest on the board. Actually, right there on the board. He's there on the board. I guess that Donald's got a vote. Not exactly sure who got that other vote over there, but it looks like Donald's got the vote. Listen, these 20 Republicans are going to hold the line, and that is the truth.
McCarthy. Burgess. McCarthy.
Boebert is coming up here in just a few moments. It'll be interesting to see what Boebert says here in just a few moments. There we see.
Jeffries.
There we see, of course, MTG. That's right. Sorry, MTG.
Kamek. McCarthy. Caraballo. Jeffries. Carvajal.
I guess Boebert was the one who voted for
Cardenas.
Donald still.
Cardenas. Kerry.
We do know that Matt Gaetz will be voting for Donald J. Trump, so Trump will have a 1 by his name at least.
McCarthy. Carson. Jeffries. Carter of Georgia. McCarthy. Carter of Louisiana.
Yes, there has been someone who has voted present in the last 3 rounds.
McCarthy. Cartwright. Jeffries. Kassar.
And I'll pull up the name here in just a moment.
Case. Jeffries. Caston. Jeffries. Castor of Florida. Jeffries. Castro of Texas. Jeffries. Chavez de Reamer. McCarthy. Sherfurless McCormick. Jeffries.
Representative Sparts. Representative Sparts has voted.
Cicilline. Jeffries. Siscovani.
Representative Sparts, who did back McCarthy. She did back McCarthy originally, has voted present in the last 3 rounds.
McCarthy. Clark of Massachusetts. Jeffries. Clark of New York. Jeffries. Cleaver. Jeffries. Klein. McCarthy. Cloud. Donald. Clyburn. Jeffries. Clyde. Donalds.
Yeah, it's definitely not very ballsy when you sit there and all you do is vote present.
Jeffries. Cole. McCarthy. Collins. McCarthy. Comer. McCarthy. Connolly. Jeffries. Correa. Jeffries. Costa. Jeffries. Courtney. Jeffries. Craig.
So I guess Donalds has 3. Hearn has 3. Still waiting for that first Trump vote. Probably will just be Matt Gaetz.
Crawford. McCarthy. Crenshaw. McCarthy. Crockett. Jeffries.
All right, so there we go. We have 4 for Hearn, 3 for others,
Jeffries.
0 for Trump still.
Cuellar.
But we are now past the point of no return already. Kevin McCarthy does not have the votes necessary for him to become the Speaker of the House. We will be going to an historic 12th round of voting, which they will probably put off until tomorrow.
Davidson. Davidson. Davis of Illinois. Jeffries. Davis of North Carolina. Jeffries. Dean of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. DeGette. Jeffries. Dela Cruz, McCarthy, DeLauro,
Once again, here we are broadcasting live for the
Jeffries.
11th vote.
Del Bene, Jeffries,
We already have 7 dissenting Republicans,
Jeffries,
which means that McCarthy will not be able to get the nomination.
Desjardins, McCarthy,
McCarthy at 40,
D'Esposito,
Jeffries at 52,
McCarthy,
Hearn at 4, Trump at 0,
McCarthy, Dingle, Jeffries, Doggett, Jeffries, Donalds, Duarte,
Donald's not voting for anybody just yet. It'll be interesting to see if Donald's votes for Donald Trump.
McCarthy, Dunn of Florida, McCarthy, Edwards, McCarthy, Elsie, McCarthy, Emmer, McCarthy, Escobar, Jeffries,
That's
Eshu, Jeffries, Espaillat,
That's why a few Democrats need to vote for him and shut this all down, get the man in there and quit this BS. Well, here's the thing. That would then allow everyone to know, that the system is rigged. And of course, then that would potentially, can you imagine anyone who's on the blue team that wants to sit there and say, oh no, we're unified and everything else, and blah, blah, blah. Now you would then have evidence that these Democrats are just a part of all of this sham as it is.
McCarthy, Finstad,
Well, the worst that could happen is that they could show their hand. Of course, we already know that. But that's the people on the right that know that. And of course, trusted media puppets.
McCarthy,
However, there's many people on the blue team that still give credence and, of course, their own souls to their side, which is why you see that the blue team will not break ranks. They're not going to break ranks at all. They're going to continue to remain in lockstep, goose step, behind their nominee, Hakeem Jeffries.
Flood, McCarthy, Foster, Jeffries,
I would say Trump as the speaker would make heads explode. Can you imagine the collective aneurysm that would happen once that? In fact, it probably already gave a collective aneurysm to most people just by him being nominated, specifically people there in the chamber who are on the Epstein list.
McCarthy, Frost, Jeffries,
Hearn with 4,
Fry,
others with 4.
McCarthy,
Here he comes.
Fulcher,
And then Gaetz. Here comes Gaetz.
Gaetz, Trump,
There it is. There it is. Boom. One on the board for Trump as heads begin to explode. Smoke him if you got him. I want Trump. That's what he's saying right there. A couple other people mentioning the fact
Jeffries,
that if Trump was nominated as the speaker, everybody's head would explode.
Garbarino, Mike Garcia, McCarthy,
Like I always say, typically politics is boring, but leave it up to me, the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, to bring a little lightheartedness to this whole charade by allowing you guys to join into the conversation.
Garcia of Texas,
Type your comments below. We'll have them up on the screen
Jimenez,
as we are going through the roll call.
Golden of Maine, Jeffries, Goldman of New York, Jeffries, Gomez, Tony Gonzalez,
I think McCarthy needs to give it up. Yes, that would be the case. However, he is the World Economic Forum's poster boy. Recently, he was there having dinner with Klaus Schwab and also on stage with Mitch McConnell's wife, who does have connections to the Chinese government. So, of course, they do want Kevin McCarthy to retain the speaker. And hell, he's already in the speaker's office.
Gosar. Donalds.
Donalds again.
Gottheimer.
Once again, so here we are. We will be going to a 12th vote, ladies and gentlemen, a 12th vote. McCarthy with 67. Jeffries with 72. Hearn with 5. Trump with 1. Donalds with 5.
Graves of Louisiana.
You're starting to see it break, ladies and gentlemen, and that means breaking. They're not going to be voting for Kevin McCarthy. This is personal, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely personal. Threats have been made. It's very interesting to see this all go down the way that it is. There is no concessions that McCarthy can make at this point. He will not be speaker. And if he is, it will only be because all right, blah, 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 blah. Who are you voting for?
Jeffries.
Blah, 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 blah. He always has to get up and hear himself speak.
McCarthy.
Green once again going for McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Of course, if you look on MTG's Twitter feed, you'll see where everyone has called her a sellout. There was even a video that was linked not too long ago that showed her gushing over Kevin McCarthy. Oh, my gosh, I love you, Kevin. Which is ridiculous.
McCarthy. Guest.
Absolutely absurd.
McCarthy. Guthrie.
McCarthy does not have the votes necessary.
Benjamin.
A 12th
McCarthy.
vote will be happening.
California. Jeffries.
A 12th vote will be happening.
Harris. Hearn.
It says a 12th speaker vote might be possible for tonight. I do not see that happening. Remember, these people are shills. They're all a bunch of cucks for the military-industrial complex and the banks. And because of that, all they're going to do is they're going to just adjourn for tomorrow, and they'll probably come back tomorrow noon, and we're going to just do this all over again. Now, I will be taking tomorrow off unless they do something late tomorrow evening. But I will be taking tomorrow off, enjoying my Friday.
Jeffries.
However, if this does happen on Saturday, you can expect me to fire it up again on Saturday for a second or third vote that they have.
Hines. Jeffries.
Once again, Representative
Henson.
McCarthy does not have the votes necessary to be the 12th speaker. I mean, to be the Speaker of the House. A 12th vote
Jeffries.
will be happening, ladies and gentlemen.
McCarthy. Houlihan. Jeffries.
McCarthy with 80.
Hoyer.
Jeffries with 80.
Jeffries.
Hearn with 6.
Doyle of Oregon.
Trump with 1. Others, Donalds, I think, with 5.
Hudson. McCarthy. Huffman.
It's very clear he's not wanted. Well, once again, when you start threatening other members
McCarthy.
in your caucus, in your own caucus, I mean, most of those people would probably tell you just to go kick rocks.
Hunt.
Can you imagine that? As if you don't vote for me, then I'm not going to do this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to kick you off committees and blah, blah, blah. You won't have any committee chairs, blah, 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 blah.
Jeffries.
These people are out for it.
Illinois.
They are out for blood at this point.
Jeffries. Jackson of North Carolina. Jeffries. Jackson of Texas. McCarthy. Jackson Lee. Jeffries. Jacobs. Jeffries. James. McCarthy. Jayapal. Jeffries. Jeffries.
Jeffrey should end with about 212 votes. Remember, we're trying to get to
Jeffries.
Jeffries voting for Jeffries, of course, which is totally not shameless in this instance. Oh, it's definitely not shameless to vote for yourself.
Johnson of Georgia. Jeffries. Johnson, Louisiana.
But like I said, Jeffries will be ending up with about 212 votes. This is what he's had every single round so far, with the Democrats in lockstep, goose step behind their leader, Hakeem Jeffries.
McCarthy. Jordan. McCarthy.
Jim Jordan once again voting for McCarthy. I'm sure that McCarthy has some kind of dirt on Jordan, which is the reason why Jordan is sitting there and kissing his ring.
McCarthy. Dove. Jeffries. Captor. Jeffries. Kane of New Jersey. McCarthy. Keating. Jeffries. Kelly of Illinois. Jeffries. Kelly of Mississippi. McCarthy. Kelly of Pennsylvania. Kelly of Pennsylvania.
So we do have others with 5. That would be mostly Donalds. Trump with 1, Hearn with 6, Jeffries with 96, and McCarthy with 93.
McCarthy.
94 now.
Jeffries. Kylie. McCarthy. Kilmer. Kim of California.
What's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Freedom Caucus is not going to budge. They're not going to give Kevin McCarthy the gavel. They do not want Kevin McCarthy to have the gavel. Hell, he's already in the Speaker's office. The World Economic Forum, he's his little cuck as well, so it doesn't really matter. They're going to sit there and do this all night long. Well, they probably won't do this all night long. They'll keep doing this tomorrow, the day after that.
Loyola. McCarthy. LaMalfa. Limborn. McCarthy.
McCarthy with 100, Jeffries with 100, Hearn with 6, Trump with 1, others with 5, others being Donald.
McCarthy.
You do have comments. Do you want to put them down in the feed over here? We'll be able to put those up on the screen here as you're typing those out.
Jeffries. Latta. McCarthy.
The Freedom Caucus holding the line. The Obstruction to Freedom Caucus, or the Freedom Obstruction Caucus. What do we want to call them? We want to call them something, right?
McCarthy. Lee of California. Jeffries. Lee of Florida. McCarthy. Lee of Nevada. Lee of Nevada. Lee of Pennsylvania. Jeffries.
Once again, Representative McCarthy does not have the votes to be the speaker. A 12th speaker vote is possible tonight. However, I do believe that they will adjourn after this, and they will all go home, and we will start again tomorrow at noon. We will see what happens here at the end of this, but I do believe that will be the case. I do not see another vote today. This is already the 4th vote today. The last 2 days, we've had 3 votes each day. So I don't see us going for a 5th vote today. Just my thought. Just my thought.
McCarthy. Lucas. McCarthy. Lukemeyer.
This is like I said, this is the 5th vote today. This is the 5th vote.
Luna.
I don't see them doing a 6th vote today. That would be what they did the last 2 days combined.
Latrell. McCarthy.
And as you can see, a lot of these individuals, after they're giving their votes, they're walking up. Now, sometimes they're going into offices and talking and making deals, trying to say and blah, 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 blah. But I want to say that probably a lot of them are just now just calling it for the evening. You know, they've been there since noon, voting over and over and over again, knowing that the fact that the Freedom Caucus is holding the line.
Manning. Jeffries. Massey. McCarthy. Mast. McCarthy. Matsui. Jeffries.
McCarthy's about to vote for himself.
Jeffries. McCarthy. McCarthy.
No, yeah, I voted for myself. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest loser for the Speaker of the House in the last 150 years, 160, 170 years.
McCarthy.
Biggest loser in the last 170 years.
McCarthy. McCullen. Jeffries. McCormick. McCarthy. McGarvey. Jeffries. McGovern. Jeffries. McHenry. McCarthy. Meeks. Jeffries. Menendez. Jeffries. Ming. Jeffries. Muser. Muser. Mfume. Jeffries. Miller of Illinois. Donald. Miller of Ohio. McCarthy. Miller of West Virginia. McCarthy. Miller Meeks. McCarthy. Mills. McCarthy. Molinaro. McCarthy. Molinar. McCarthy. Mooney. McCarthy. Moore of Alabama. McCarthy. Moore of Utah. Moore of Utah. Moore of Wisconsin. Jeffries. Moran. McCarthy. Morelli. Jeffries. Moskowitz. Jeffries. Bolton. Jeffries. Mervan. Jeffries. Mullen.
It would be very interesting if Donald's. Now, Donald's did not give a endorsement for anybody on this go round. Now, they'll come back to Donald's at the end. It'll be interesting to see if Donald's actually goes for Trump. If Donald's goes to Trump, then that means that those 7 others that voted for Donald would then fall in line, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, Donald Trump would have 8 to 10 votes. And if that happens, then, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the horse races.
Newhouse. McCarthy. Nickel. Jeffries. Norcross. Jeffries. Norman. Donalds. None of Iowa. McCarthy. Obernolte. McCarthy. Ocasio-Cortez. Jeffries. Ogles. Donalds. Omar. Jeffries. Owens. McCarthy. Pallone. Jeffries. Palmer. Palmer. McCarthy. Panetta. Jeffries. Pappas. Jeffries. Pasquarel. Jeffries.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting live here on Thursday, January 5th in the year 2023 for this historic, and I mean a historic vote, the longest vote since 1859. The longest vote since 1859. Kevin McCarthy will not be getting the speakership this go round. We will be going into a 12th speaker vote possible. The question is will it be this evening? I do not think that it'll be this evening, but if it is, you can just remain right here. We'll keep it going, keep it rolling when we do hear about that in just a few moments. Once again, we have McCarthy with 136, Jeffries with 145, Hearn with 6, Trump with 1, and others with 10. A lot of that going to Donalds. But we have 17 already up on the board. 17 already up on the board. The holdouts are 20. The holdouts are 20.
Jeffries. Porter.
Good evening, Casual.
Posey.
Hope you're having a wonderful day. I don't think that you will be streaming tonight. If not, you can correct me down there in the chat, but it was nice to see you online yesterday. Remember that tomorrow night, Flex Friday, 10:30 Eastern Time.
Jeffries.
Every Friday, bring out your toys to Flex, pick up any new things.
Raskin. Jeffries. Rushenthaler. McCarthy. Rogers of Washington. McCarthy. Rogers of Alabama.
So once again,
McCarthy.
this is the 11th vote today. This is the 5th vote today. The 5th
Rogers
vote
of
today.
Kentucky. McCarthy.
Not tonight. We are flexing tomorrow, though. All right. Well, there you go. You heard it here first.
Rosendale. Hearn. Ross. Jeffries. Rouser. McCarthy.
Hearn with 7, Trump with 1, others with 10, most of those going to Donald. The Duchess of Darkness. If you do get a chance, make sure you subscribe to her channel. It would, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's as scary as what we're watching right here or not. But yes, you can have your daily evening ghost stories that you can listen to. Of course, if you do it, make sure that you have the lights on. Have the lights on while you're listening to the content that Duchess of Darkness does produce, because if the lights are off, you're going to get scared.
Jeffries.
I mean, not as scared as you may all be right now by watching this. Well, I'm not scared. Yes, that's right, Casual. So, there was 1 vote for Trump. In fact, Trump is now on the board because Matt Gaetz of Florida brought it up. So people see now people are grabbing. Now people are grabbing their stuff. They're leaving. I don't think there's going to be another vote tonight after this one. These people are just fed up. They're fed up.
Scanlon. Jeffries. Schakowsky. Jeffries.
You know, that is a great point, Casual. So many tax dollars being spent on all these people just sitting. That is correct. They are just sitting. But there has been threats being made by Kevin McCarthy to these 20 individuals who keep voting against him. Once again, there's 18 individuals. No, so hold on, wait a minute. We have 19 individuals currently.
Snyder.
Will that number continue to go? And the question is,
Jeffries. Schreier. Jeffries.
Yeah, and the question is, oh, you're welcome, by the way. The question is what will happen?
Austin Scott. McCarthy.
We have 19 individuals already.
Jeffries.
19 individuals. We have 20 holdouts that has happened this whole time. And it will be interesting to see. Donald's again. So there we go. There's our 20, ladies and gentlemen.
Sessions.
There's our 20. Will there be other people that pop in? Now remember, Donald's did not vote just yet, so they will ask Donald's at the end because they're going. Well, here's what happens. So anybody who does not say anything during when their name is called, they're going to ask them again at the end of the roll call for them to say anything. So if Donald's were to say Donald Trump, then once again you will see those 12 move into the Donald Trump category in the next set of voting rounds. Because now last night, if my sources are correct, Donald Trump was talking to members of this Freedom Caucus and telling them that they should vote for McCarthy. However, they all sat there and said, no, we're not going to do it. And as you can see, Kevin McCarthy will not be getting the speakership here in this round.
McCarthy. Smith of Washington. Jeffries.
Like I said, the Dems need to throw in a few votes his way.
McCarthy.
And in this farce, the force of hand of the Republican and force the hand of the Republicans. I thought I read it as farce. Of course, I read it as farce.
Jeffries. Sparts.
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 Stansberry.
Sparts, the last several rounds has voted present. So we'll see if Sparts votes present as well.
Jeffries.
We are coming here closer to the end of the alphabet.
Stanton. Jeffries.
This is exciting. This is very exciting. A lot of times politics can be boring. Politics can be boring, but once again, leave it to me, the most trusted puppet in media. Of course, you know what I'd ask you. Would you rather have anyone else sitting there doing politics other than a real media puppet? I mean, come on, let's just face it. A real media puppet broadcasting live, doing politics is the only real media puppet that you want to be listening to, as opposed to all the humans that are told that they're media puppets, which I should be offended by, but I'm not. I'm not. They're all wannabe puppets. Anybody you hear that's a media puppet and then you see a human on the screen, just know they're a wannabe media puppet.
Jeffries. Sykes. Jeffries. Takano. Jeffries. Tenney. McCarthy. Tanadar.
What we're watching, ladies and gentlemen, is we're watching to see if Hearn, Trump, or the others gets another vote. If Trump, Hearn, or the others gets another vote, then that means the Freedom Caucus numbers will have risen. Over the last 4 votes, they have not risen. But if it does rise this time, then once again, it will be very interesting.
McCarthy. Timmons. McCarthy. Titus. Jeffries. Tlaib. Jeffries. Takuda. Jeffries. Tonko. Jeffries. Torres of California. Jeffries. Torres of New York. Jeffries. Trahan. Jeffries. Trone. Jeffries. Turner. McCarthy. Underwood. Jeffries. Valadeo. McCarthy. Van Drew.
Was that TUVWXYNZ? All right, so we're almost near the end. We're almost at the end.
Van Dyne. McCarthy. Van Orden. McCarthy. Vargas. Jeffries. Vasquez.
Order.
Jeffries.
Order.
VC. Jeffries. Velasquez. Jeffries. Wagner. McCarthy. Wahlberg.
Waters. Waters vote's coming up here in a minute. That's why they're showing her.
Waltz. McCarthy. Wasserman Schultz. Jeffries. Waters. Jeffries. Watson Coleman. Jeffries. Weber of Texas.
Jeffries now over the 200 mark once again. Jeffries should end with about 212 votes by the end of it. McCarthy's with 175.
McCarthy.
176.
Westerman. McCarthy. Wexton. Jeffries. Wild. Jeffries. Williams of Georgia. Jeffries. Williams of New York.
Well, you know, the science is settled, right? You know, because that's what science is all about, is being settled. You know, nothing says science more than saying the term science is settled.
Wilson of Florida. Jeffries. Wilson of South Carolina. Kevin McCarthy. Whitman. McCarthy. Womack. McCarthy. Yackham. McCarthy. Zinke. McCarthy.
All right, there's been several people that did not vote this time around. Several people that did not. They're going to now go back over. They're now going to go back over the list of names of people who did not say anything. So you should see those numbers tick up a few more times.
Call the names of the members elect who did not answer the first call of the roll.
World agenda and past stays the same regardless of who the puppet is. Well, not when it comes to this puppet who's reporting all of it. I mean, of course, you would want a real media puppet reporting on all of the wannabe puppets over there. You know, they're wannabe bought and paid for puppets. But here I am actually doing this as a service to the world. Having a real media puppet
Jeffries.
commentating as we're watching the charade.
Buck. Buck. Cardenas. Jeffries. Cuellar. Jeffries.
Donalds is coming up.
Davidson. McCarthy. Donalds. Donalds.
There it is. There it is. So we'd have 21 now. So there was 20. Now we have 21. It's now shifted, ladies and gentlemen.
McCarthy.
It has shifted. The news of the day that we do now have 21.
Garbarino. McCarthy.
Sparts is coming up. Sparts will be coming up. It'll be interesting to see if Sparts says present this time. Will Sparts say present? Sparts, who used to be in McCarthy's camp, has now just been voting present.
McCarthy.
McCarthy's numbers ticking back up. McCarthy with 188. Jeffries with 209. Hearn with 7. Trump with 1.
McCarthy.
Hearn voting for McCarthy and not voting for himself.
McCarthy.
The last puppet had inflation below 3%. The puppet we got now is teetering at 9%. I think I'd rather have the former puppet over the latter. That is a great observation.
Pennsylvania. McCarthy. Kilmer.
21 holdouts. We're waiting for Sparts. See what Sparts does and who she votes for here in just a few moments. Hakeem Jeffries, we're coming in at 210.
McCarthy.
Well, put the ticker back up there. Put the ticker back up there. What are you doing?
Turner. McCarthy.
Where's the ticker? Put the ticker back up there.
Jeffries.
Jeffries should be almost at 212.
Lesko.
Remember, you need to have 218 to win it all.
McCarthy. Letlow. McCarthy.
Put the ticker back up on the screen. What are you doing?
Muser. McCarthy. Moore of Utah. McCarthy.
Well, there's Matt Gaetz talking to some of the delegation. Constituents, I guess, whatever you want to call them. The shills. The shills.
Schiff. Jeffries.
All right, here comes Sparts. Look, camera's on Sparts.
Sparks. President.
Present. There you go. There she goes again. Just voting present. All she's done is voted present these last couple of rounds. All right, put the damn ticker back up on the screen, can we?
Williams of New York. McCarthy.
Where's the gavel? Someone sit there and smash the gavel down. All this commotion there on the floor. I'd rather sweep out the dinosaurs in Congress like Nancy and Nanny and the penguin. And the effing turtle. Where is the ticker? We want to see the ticker. So now they're giving people who have not voted the opportunity to come down to the front and vote. But the question is, it seems that I think that everybody is going to leave for the evening. They're going to pick it up again tomorrow at noon. You can see them all kind of cluttering around the doors in the back of the hall. Oh, sorry. Okay, excuse me. Nancy the nanny. I had someone the other day said she looked more like Skeletor, with all that skin hanging off of her face. Where's the ticker? Can we see the ticker? There's the Democrats, of course, all huddled around Hakeem Jeffries.
Newspaper reads, it appears Representative Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California, is on track for a historic 11th defeat. On track because the official tally has not been announced.
11 defeats, ladies and gentlemen. We're waiting for this last tally to show up on the screen. I don't know if they're going to put it up there or not.
Pushing to elect a speaker tonight, per sources involved in the talks, a deal is cut. Either it moves people or Kevin McCarthy is in serious trouble. Lawmakers are reviewing it. The House could recess to allow discussion. So that is happening on the floor. On this
0-11, that's right. 0-11.
Florida Republican Matt Gaetz officially nominate the former President Donald Trump as Speaker. He said in his remarks, I nominate President Trump because we must make our country great again, and he can start by making the House of Representatives.
Very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. Yes, Matt Gaetz nominating President Trump. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here just now. The total tally. Looking forward to see if they're going to put up the tally here in just a moment.
And then you have Meredith Lee Hill of Politico with this report. I asked Eli Crane, one of those 20 objectors to Kevin McCarthy, if he's been presented with a deal. Quote, no, he said. Quote, I'm not looking for a deal. Leadership knows where I'm at.
So no deals. They're talking about deals being made, concessions being made, but we don't think that that is going to be the case. What we are waiting on right now is the final tally for this 11th vote. What we do know is that Kevin McCarthy is 0-11. 0-11 indeed. That's a loss. That is right. It is a loss. So what they're talking about right now is that the Republicans are moving over to the Democrat side of the aisle, talking, having conversations, trying to get deals done. It'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out. But what we do know, what is happening currently right now, is that there is commotion on the floor. There is commotion on the floor. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining us here on this historic 11th vote today. We were here earlier for the 7th vote. We came back for this 11th vote when we noticed that that Donald Trump would be here on the ticker. Donald Trump getting one vote from Matt Gaetz. And I think that right now you have a lot of the congressional delegation meeting and talking, trying to make deals, not wanting this to go any further. But we do know that those 20 holdouts will still be holding out. Matt Gaetz that you see right over there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the 118th Congress. That's right, the 118th Congress. Let's see here. Hold on. Can we get this all set up? There we go. There you go. Get that out of the way. You're watching the 118th Congress here, the 11th vote for the Speaker of the House, with Kevin McCarthy once again losing in glorious fashion as the Freedom Obstruction Caucus continues to hold the line. Once again, Hakeem Jeffries having, I believe, about 212 votes, which has been standard this entire time that he has been running. Once again, Sparts with the only present vote. But it'll be interesting to see. There it is. Hold on. Let me see. Let me put that back up here. Hold on. There it is. There we go. McCarthy with 200. Jeffries with 212. Hearn with 7. Trump with 1. Others with 12. And present 1. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that there has been 21. What is it? 21 votes. 21 votes that Kevin McCarthy has not gotten. And he's not gotten that at all. So, but once again, yes, it's G.I. Joe shades. That's right, G.I. Joe shades. Going strong. And of course, he's still glad that they still had those G.I. Joe shades. He was mentioning you should be wearing those tomorrow on the stream, Casual. You got to make sure that you are wearing those on the stream. Flex those tomorrow on a Flex Friday. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have 21 members of Congress still holding strong who are not going to allow Kevin McCarthy to get this speakership. We do have, once again, Republicans and Democrats meeting now. But yes, absolutely. Yeah, the price, that's not the truth. The price increases as times pass, as it just is what it is. That's what we call inflation. Inflation, toy inflation, brought to you, of course, by Lord Blanket. And of course, as for us, we are going to head out of here for, once again, this is our second broadcast of the day. Let's see, do we have those up one more time? Here we go. Let's look at them one more time. McCarthy, 200. Jeffries with 212. Hearn with 7. Trump with 1. The others with 12, most of that being with Donald. And Sparts with the only present notated here. So once again, we are here broadcasting live on Thursday, January 5th in the year 2023 for this, the historic vote, the 11th vote with a 12th vote possibly coming for the Speaker of the House in the United States Representatives. Like the sands through the hourglass, these are the toys of our lives. And these are the shills as well. So once again, Republicans and Democrats are talking to each other. They're just going to throw in the towel. They're not going to do another vote tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I can just tell you that right now. So we're going to cut it off right here. I want to thank everyone for watching this historic 11th vote, as Kevin McCarthy once again is the biggest loser in about 173 years. 173 years. So once again, broadcasting live here, January 5th in the year 2023, from the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is the 118th Congress, Speaker of the House vote, number 11. Good night, everyone.